Hello everyone, this is Santhej Kallada, and today in this video I'll be discussing about how you can build an outbound call agent using VAPI and N8N. So before we start the video, let me first inform you about the requirements for this video. The first requirement would be an N8N account. So you can either use a self-hosted account or a cloud account. If you're using a cloud account, it will cost you somewhere around 24 euros per month. Whereas if you're using a self-hosted account, it will cost you somewhere around $7 per month. So if you are looking to sign up for a cloud account, I have given a link in the description of this video. You can use that. And if you are looking to self-host anything as well, just check the description of this video. I have given a link for that as well. Next would be a VAPI account. Okay. So VAPI is the platform we will be using to make calls. Okay. So they will give you a free account with somewhere around $10 in credit. So that should be more than enough for you to test this automation. And next one would be an OpenAI API key. Okay, that would be used for transcription of the audios and creating summaries, all those kind of things. Next, what does this automation do? See, this automation, what it does is it takes a list of prospects from a Google Sheet. So the Google Sheet would look something like this. So I have just given one number here. The Google Sheet will have a name, phone number, status, and the call summary. So when you can just upload the name and phone numbers like this, and everything status in the beginning, you can put it as not connected. And it will call each prospect one by one, and for each connected call, like it will actually it will talk to the customer, tries to convince them, and then maybe make them purchase your service or sign up for a trial account, whatever it is. It will make them take an action for you. Okay, and whatever is the status, it will update it in this Google Sheet. So what are the applications for this automation? See, the main application that I have personally done for my clients is that it will be used for reactivating old leads. For example, most business will have at least 5,000 data of their customers. Maybe these customers have inquired in the past, then they did not make a purchase at that time. Those kind of like old leads. So what you can personally do is get all these old leads and offer them a service. That is, you'll reactivate those leads for them. Okay. So talk to them in such a way that you'll reactivate that old leads, because for a business to hire a customer support agent and make them call all these leads, like minimum it would cost them at least 2,000 to $3,000 per month. That is a bare minimum. In most countries it would be much higher. So you can charge them a fraction of that amount and offer them a service to reactivate their old leads. And other application would be bulk calling purchase data or cold calls. Again, purchase data, it will have a huge list of numbers. So calling all these leads one by one, it may not be that efficient and the quality may not be nice. So you will be wasting your manpower. But here, if you're using this particular system, you can actually implement a system which will actually bulk call all these leads. Okay. And just give you a list of all the qualified candidates alone. So how much can you charge for this automation? I personally charge $750 to set up this automation. So if you're someone who's looking to hire someone to set up this automation for you, you can check the link in the description of this video. So there you can submit your requirements and I'll personally get in touch with you. And of course, I have seen other platforms like Upwork. I have seen others charge somewhere around 2K to 3K just for this particular automation. So that is the basic idea about this automation. Now let's start creating this automation. The first step would be you need to sign up for an account on VAPI. So this is the site. You just need to sign up for a free account on this particular site called VAPI. Next, go to Open Dashboard. Like once you've created an account, just log into your dashboard. See, here it is showing some stats from my account, but that is not important. The first step you have to do is you need to create an assistant. An assistant is basically the person or the AI that is going to call all your prospects. So you need to create an assistant. So all you have to do is just click on create assistant, and here you have an option to start from a blank template, or you have an option. See, VAPI already has some default assistants created. So you can actually start with any of these assistants. Okay. For example, if you are starting with a customer support specialist, you can just click that and Alex. I'll just YouTube tutorial. And I'll click on create assistant. So that is created. Now you have to do the configuration. Okay. Now see here, they have actually, you, what I would personally recommend is go through this particular system prompt. So if you read this, you will actually understand how these people are actually training the voice model to talk to your customers. So all you have to do is just make modifications here. Okay. And in fact, in my case, I did not even do the modifications by myself. What I did was I just copied the system prompt, gave it into Claude, then gave Claude details about my business, and I asked Claude to generate me a list of questions, objections from my prospects. What might be the question? So Claude gave me a list of that questions, and I again asked Claude to create the answers for that. Then I asked Claude to update it in the system prompt. So everything I asked AI to create this prompt, because if I personally do it, it may not be that perfect. So that is one little hack you can use here. But by default, this prompt is actually quite good. Okay. So that is about it. And here you can start with OpenAI, see if this works. See, as for the model, see if this particular model works for you. Okay. In my case, like I personally found the best results when I'm using Claude. Okay. So I just chose Anthropic and Claude. See, Claude 4. See, whenever I change that, this rate would get adjusted. For some reason, it is not getting adjusted. I think when I click on publish, it will get changed. Okay, but again, it is not a must that you should start with Anthropic. Maybe start with OpenAI, and here there is a model which is fast. Yeah, 4.1 and 4.1 nano. Nano I wouldn't recommend. At least 4.1 this particular automation, 700 milliseconds. So this is actually good for for most of the small businesses. Okay, so you can try that. If it is not working for you, you can try Claude. That is about the basic settings here, and now if I go down, there is voice configuration. So by default, a default voice from VAPI will be selected. Again, that is actually a good voice, but I personally prefer voices from 11 Labs because they are the best in the industry. So I'll choose 11 Labs here, but again, it's up to you. See, once you choose 11 Labs, there will be plenty of options shown here. So you can choose any of the voices. And here in additional configuration, you don't really have to do that. See, by default, what happens is that when the agent is calling you, AI is calling you, there will be some slight background noise. That is because they want to mimic a real call center. But if you do not want that, you can actually off it here. Okay. But I wouldn't test this. I personally found it to be more convincing. Then as for transcriber, by default, DeepGram is selected. Yes, you can test that. DeepGram is actually good. I have tried OpenAI as well, but OpenAI, I didn't feel the transcription was up to good. I personally always use Google for transcription, but you can try any of these agents and see which one works the best for you. And here you don't have to do anything. And in tools also, let's see, tools, I'll create a separate tutorial on that, but for now, just to give you an idea what this tools does. See, during your calls, if you want your assistant to do some particular actions, then you will have to create a tool. For example, during the call, if the customer asks you, like, when can I book an appointment with you, so you will have to check with your company's calendar to see when are the available slots. So these are actions. Some actions have to be taken in the background. So for these kind of actions, we will be creating these tools. Now, predefined functions, and this one you don't really have to do play with any of this. You can leave all these things. And summary, success evaluation, and structured data. Like, again, you don't have to touch all these things. Okay. By default, whatever is there in the settings, it is actually good. See, summary basically means after each call, VAPI will be actually giving you a summary of that call. So to generate that summary, what should be the prompt used? So that prompt, by default, this is the prompt, but it can be made into anything else. So if you want to give a specific prompt, you can give that. In my case, I am personally using Claude and I am creating summaries outside of VAPI. And success evaluation also, like what should be the prompt that should be used to detect if a call was successful. So what agent will do is it will go through the transcript of the call and evaluate it to see if it was a successful call. And for that, this is the prompt used. If you want to make modifications, you can do it here. Then all these things, personally, I haven't changed anything at all. I have kept everything as it is, and it is actually working well. Then after that, what you can do is you can publish it. See, once I publish, the rate got updated here. Okay. So 0.18 per minute. See, VAPI doesn't charge you for each calls it makes. It charges you only for the talk time. So that is actually a very good strategy for pricing. Only for the use you have to pay, because if you're hiring a real assistant, like, you have to pay them even if the customers don't pick up your call and all those stuff. So that is another benefit of VAPI. Next, you need to add a phone number. So for that, just go to phone number, and here you have an option to create phone number. Just click here, and you will have an option to create a free VAPI number. So you can enter any of the country code, not country code, the area code shown here, and it will generate a number for you. In my case, I am personally using my phone number from Twilio. And if you want to do that, you can just give the phone number and the SSID and authentication token here and a label. Okay, so that's up to you. But of course, if you want, you can start with free VAPI number. So that is about this part. In my case, I am not making any changes because I already have my number here. I think that should be more than enough for setup inside VAPI. Now it's all about setting up the calling system. The calling system, that for that we would be using N8N. So let's get to the automation part. So the first step would be, like, I added a trigger step when clicking test workflow. So that is added. Next, I added edit field. Okay. See, edit fields. I added this particular node, and inside edit field, see, I have given two variables. One is assistant ID and one is phone number ID. So I'll show you how you can get the assistant ID as well as the phone number ID. So just go to your VAPI dashboard and select your assistant. In my case, this is one of the assistants that I have created earlier. And if you move your mouse here, see, the assistant ID would be given here. Just click on this copy button ID, copy assistant ID button. Just click the and paste it here, the assistant ID. Next would be the phone number ID. For phone number ID also, we follow a similar procedure. That is, just go to phone numbers and select whatever is the phone number you have added. And here is the ID. So just click on the copy button here and add it here. Okay. So that is basically for the edit field. Next, we have the lead list. Okay, so what, as I told you earlier in the beginning of this video, we have a Google Sheet like this. I have created a Google Sheet like this, and this is the sheet where I will be adding all the leads. Okay, so just for test purpose, I have added my name and my number here. So this Google Sheet we have to connect to N8N. For that, what you have to do is, here you need to click on create new credentials. Then here you have the option called open docs. You just need to follow this step by step to connect your Google Sheet to your N8N account. Okay. And what I will personally do is, I'll give a link to a video I have created which shows you how you can connect your Google Sheet account and Google Docs account also with N8N. So you can follow that tutorial. But again, if you're using N8N, the cloud version, you don't have to go through this hassle. You can just directly connect it. So that is about the leads list. And once you have created a sheet exactly like this, exactly with the same column names and same order like this, what you can do is, here from get document, select that particular thing. Okay, but that particular document, and select the sheet. In this case, it is sheet 1. So sheet 1 I have selected, and I have added some filters. See, I want to call the leads whose status is not connected. Because if a lead is connected, or if leads like they're not interested, those kind of things, I don't want to call them again. So see, that is why whenever I am adding a new lead, I will always put the status as not connected. So I'll do that, and that is the only filter that I'll be using. So what I'll do is, I'll just delete this and just test run till here and show you. Now see the output of lead list, my name and phone number. Now what I'll do is, I'll connect it to the other node. This is actually an HTTP node. So for that, you can just search for HTTP, add that node here. Okay. And here, this should be the URL. https api.vapi.ai/assistant/ then your assistant ID. To get your assistant ID, choose the edit field node. Then this is the assistant ID. Just drag and drop it here. Then you need to add the authentication. For that, here select generic credential type. And in the authentication type, select header authentication. And here, you just need to create a new credentials. Okay, click on create new credentials. In my case, I have already created that. So it would be, say, authorization. The name would be authorization. And as for value, let me show you. Okay. So first you have to go here. Then you have the API keys here. And here you have your private key available. Like you can click on show. In my case, I'm not clicking on the show button. I can just click on copy ID. Then I'll just open up the pastebin and show you. I'll type something random, okay? Let's say that this is my API key. But what you want to give here is that, see, you want to give it as bearer space, then copy whatever it is here, okay? So you need to give it exactly like this. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Okay. So once that is done, just test it once. I'll click on test step. Now get agent step is successful actually. Now it is actually getting my agent. So I don't have to do that. I don't have to do any kind of changes. Everything looks good. It is getting the entire details of my agent. So I don't have to do any kind of modifications here. Next, I have added a limit node. Okay. So this limit node is not compulsory, but the reason I am doing that is like I have noticed like whenever I'm testing, sometimes this get agent returns two items. The second item would be a default agent from the VAPI system. But we don't want that. So just in case such an error happens, to avoid that, I just added a limit node. So this is the limit node. I added it and I'll put the limit as 1. So basically what this limit node does is like if at all this particular node is returning 2 or 3 items, it will choose only the first item. Okay. That is how the limit node works. Next, I will add a loop over items. So this is the loop over items. So I'll just click here and the loop over items would be connect, like it will be added. Then like whenever the loop over items is added, I'll delete all the things from that. Then what I'll do is from this loop, I'll just connect it to an HTTP node. So HTTP node, again, as I told you, just select this HTTP node. And here, let's do one thing. Let's run a test till here so that we'll have data. Getting the agent, loop over items is done. And now let's connect to this make a call. So the method should be post, then URL should be exactly this https, then api.vapi.ai, then call. Authentication, the same one as what we have chosen earlier, generic credential type, header authentication. Then here under header authentication, we'll use the one which we have created earlier. Okay. Earlier when we created a name here. I gave it the name VAPI. So that name I'll choose it here. Then I'll click on send body. Then body type would be JSON. Then specify body. I'll be writing it as using JSON. And now this part you need to like copy paste it exactly as it is. So what I would recommend is like I would recommend you to take a screenshot of this particular area, then ask ChatGPT to give you that JSON request and so it will extract from this image whatever is the JSON and you can paste it. Otherwise, this particular automation, this workflow is available for free inside my school community. And I've given a link to join my school community in the description of this video. So please try joining my school community as well to get this template for free. And we have the phone number ID, we have assistant ID. See, assistant ID and phone number ID, we have already set it up in this node, in this edit field node. So we have added the leads list and we have added a loop over items. Now let us, because earlier after loop over items, I was not getting the item details. So that issue was there. So now let us run a test and see. Now let's see what is the output of loop over item. See here. Now we are getting the name, phone number, status, and everything. Okay. So loop over items is supposed to iterate through all this entire list of calls, entire list of people to call. So that is the output we are getting from the. Now what I'll do is I'll just connect it to make a call node, and same thing as I told you, as for JSON, whatever you need here. So since we have changed the order, like here also I need to make some changes. See, inside the numbers I have added a plus here because in my sheet the plus icon won't be there. Please note that whenever you're adding phone numbers, there should be plus, and if it is not there, just add the plus manually here, and country code should always be there. Okay, so I have added my number with country code. So make sure you add the country code, and phone number would be the one from loop over items. So that looks good. And the name of the customer, that should be also from the previous node. So the name of customer is also here. And as for authentication, as I told you, select the same one as earlier. Now it should actually work. If we just do a test step, what I'll do is let me just quickly create a test call and show you. So I'll just click on, I'll just stop it here, and I'll click on test workflow. This is just to show you how it works. So it has actually made the call. Now see here, I'll just show in my phone. I'm not sure if you can see this. See this. I'm getting a call from my VAPI number. So just test it like that to see if at all you're receiving the call. So that part is done. Now what you have to do is, like, you need to get the call summary. As I told you, call summary would be already generated by VAPI. But again, I want to make some customizations to it. So I am using an external solution for creating call summary. So first step is, like, we need to get all the details of that call, the previous call. So for that, what you have to do is just click here and add an HTTP node. And in the HTTP node, the method should be get, then HTTPS, and it should be api.vapi.ai call/call/, then the ID. Okay, ID of your previous call that you will be getting from your previous node. This would be the ID. Just drag and drop that ID here. And no other changes you have to make here. Just select your authentication type and leave everything as it is. Okay. And after that, what you have to do is, like, you need to add an if node. Okay. So what, like, let me just quickly run a test scenario and show you. Since I don't want to run the call again, I'll just pin this so that it doesn't call me again. And let me just quickly do a test run. Now call summary in most cases, see. Now see here, in status it is showing in progress, because that is because even after the calls for 1 to 2 minutes, the status would be in progress. But after that, the status would get changed to ended. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to add an if node, which will actually check if the status is ended or not. See here. So I'll just connect it to here. And the status I'll drag and drop it here, is equal to ended. Okay. If the call is ended, what it will do is it will actually connect to an OpenAI. That I'll explain later. But if the call is still in progress, what it will do is it will add a wait node. Okay. See, this is a wait node. It will add a wait node, wait for 10 seconds, then it will again check the status of the call to see if it has ended. So this will go on in a loop till the call has ended, because we need to create the summary only after the call has ended. So that is why we have put it like that. So that is how it is going to work. And let us see if the call status has changed to ended. So my guess is that already 2 minutes are over. So it should be changed to ended. Let's open that. See, the status is ended now. And yeah, everything looks good. Now what I'll do is I'll just connect it to OpenAI. So you can just search for OpenAI and open it. Then you need to add an OpenAI account. Okay, so you can add an OpenAI account. To add an OpenAI account, just click on new credentials, and here just follow this particular instructions. Log into your OpenAI account, go to API section. So if you want, just right click here, click on open in a new tab, get your API key and put it there. Okay. Put your API key there. Here nothing you have to make any changes. And prompt again, like you can use this one, but again it's up to you. You can change it based on your business. So my prompt is something like this: you are a call analysis assistant, your task is to analyze sales call script. Then I'll give it very detailed descriptions. That is, a summary should be generated in 3 to 4 sentences. Output should be in this format. There should be a summary and category. That is, each call I want to categorize into one of the following. Okay, interested, not interested, not connected, RNR. Okay, so RNR means we called, but again that person did not pick up the call. Okay, and if it is wrong number and all, it will go to not connected. Again, this you can modify it up according to your business. So that is basically what the OpenAI node does. And here, just select the option output content as JSON. So output content as JSON. Now, if I want, I can test a step. But again, since in the call I haven't spoke to it, what I will do is like I'll go to this executions. I'll use one of my previous executions. Perfect. It was some issue in loading the automation from the previous scenario. So what I'll do is see now if I open OpenAI, I can actually see a call summary. This is how the summary would come. Connected with Martin Thomas, who sells a course title, the course name, and all these things. Then collects his email, and it actually categorize that person. Okay, categorize that person into the status interested. And after that, what it will do is it will actually update this particular sheet. But here the updation is not happening because it was from a yesterday's test run. Okay, so now if I run it again, it will update the sheet. And so that is basically about what we'll be doing in this particular node. And next step, what we would be doing is we'll be adding a Google Sheet node. So again, Google Sheet, add the sheet node. As for phone number, it would be the output from loop over items. See, this is how your output from loop over items would look like. So add the phone number here. Okay, just drag and drop your phone number here, and then the call summary and everything, it would be from the previous step, that is from the OpenAI node. Okay, just drag and drop the call summary. Okay, just drag and drop the call summary to here, and yeah, that is basically everything about it. It will update the call summary and it will update the status of the call as well. So this is basically how you can set up an automation, an outbound call agent in VAPI. And I'll just show you a simple trick before I end this video. That is how to test your VAPI agents. Each time you don't have to make the agent call you. What you can do is you can just select your agent and click on this talk to assistant, and where you can talk to the assistant directly through your computer without even using a phone number. So that is one way to test your assistant. And you also have an option to chat with your assistant. These are all things that you can use to test your assistant. Okay? So that is one simple hack you can use. So I hope all of you like this video, and I hope that you found this video useful. And if you found this video useful, please click on the like button and please subscribe to my channel to get future updates whenever I am posting a video. And I have also given a link in the description of this video which contains a link to my school community. So this template is available for free inside my school community. So please join that community to get this template. And if you want me to set up everything for you, I have also given a link for that in the description of this video. You can just submit an inquiry and I'll personally get in touch with you. So once again, thank you for your time and have a great day.